Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Happy October. Spooky season is upon us. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, we'll just pretend like I wasn't crying before this.
Jeez.
I'm fine. I just need therapy sessions with my fiance from time to time, and today was one of them. I had my undoing, but now I feel good. I feel refreshed. Put some eye drops in, and now I look amazing.
As always.
Thank you. We have a fun episode for you guys today. We are going to get into some spooky stuff, some fun stories, all kinds of things. I have some of your ghost stories and ghosting stories. So by ghosting, I mean, say you were in a relationship or seeing someone and they just up and disappeared. That's what the kids call it, ghosting. Or if you were the ghoster and you did that to someone else. So we have quite a few of those, which I'm excited to read. But before we do that, Nick, what's up?
Not much. Just stuck in the house, which we don't need. We keep saying that. We don't have to be stuck in the house.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done that to ourselves because I feel like I've seen a lot of you in the last week. You've been home every day this week.
Yeah,
Working
because
from
they've
home.
been working on the house every day this week, and I didn't want them to do something that I didn't approve of.
Okay.
So
I think you got to take your gum out.
no, I think I'm gonna keep it in.
That's going to be hard for me to edit. So, we're just going to leave it on the coaster. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna stay there.
Perfect. What's happening with the house? What are we doing?
Well, we got a new roof. We're getting all new siding and all new gutters.
So the home improvement never ends.
I mean, this is all insurance.
Yeah.
We had hail damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll let them put new siding, gutters, and roof on for free.
Any day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a new home that we're hopefully going to sell at some point soon. So if you're interested, we'll let you know. Let's go into our segments. We have quite a few to get through today. So let's just go ahead and jump in. The first one we'll do, which is related to what we were just talking about, is what did you learn this week?
I learned not to stay home when they're replacing your roof.
We thought it would be quick, easy.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be quick and easy.
I did.
I guess I just didn't. I guess I underestimated how loud it was going to be.
It for me wasn't the noise. It was the literal holes being hammered into the wall and items actually falling off shelves like we had an earthquake. For example, we were going to bed the other night after they had been here all day. I walk in the bathroom and I was like, have you been in here all day? Because your cologne and your medicine is in the toilet, literally. So I picked it out. I used my bare hands, picked it out of the toilet for my fiance, took one for the team, and I washed it off. So that was what was shocking to me, was how much everything was in disarray.
Yeah. I mean, pardon. Yeah, I guess I didn't anticipate. Like, I took some of the stuff off the wall, but like 2 glasses broke.
Mm-hmm. We had to take a 70-pound mirror off the wall.
Yeah. So that was fun. It's also fun getting it back on the wall.
Yeah. We didn't fight at all about it. Not once. No fights were had.
Kid can't lift a lot of weight, so.
Yeah, I actually thought I was stronger than I am, and I'm not.
We literally we go 1, 2, 3, lift to the mirror. 2 seconds later, I need a break.
It's so
Like,
heavy.
what?
But I started
It's not how it
shaking.
works.
But you got to put your side on first. It's not fair. I should have put mine on first.
I put mine on first so that you didn't have to put one on at all, because I was going to put mine on first, and then we were going to pause, and then you were just going to steady my side while I put the other side on. I was trying to be a gentleman.
I think because we didn't discuss that process before, I internally panicked that I was just going to be holding this by myself.
We did. Didn't listen. Still yachting.
So you learned this week that we should not be here.
Yeah, if you're gonna get anything done to the exterior of your home, find a place to stay for the however many days it's gonna take, or yeah, just be out for most of the day.
Peace.
Because there's also like nails in the yard still, and they just dipped. Like, the great crew, like they work really well, or they work really fast. You know, they're efficient. They do great work, but like, left my AC unit outside, just like unhooked, and like left our security lights and like cameras unhooked, just like laying in the yard. They left in a hurry on Friday.
The funniest part of the whole situation was Dixie was home this time. Dixie's our dog, if you're new here. And she was completely unfazed by the whole thing. But I really appreciated getting to see you having to carry her over the threshold in order for her to go to the bathroom. You had to physically lift her and walk her down the stairs and try to get her to go to the bathroom, even though when she got there, she forgot that she needed to go to the bathroom.
She didn't care that there were people like beyond the fence. Usually she goes buck wild, but speaking of the devil.
So what I learned this week, we were talking about House of the Dragon, and tonight is the final. Tonight's the season finale. And we were watching the episode where there was quite a lot of incest going on, which is pretty normal for Game of Thrones. And I was talking to my brother about it, and he was like, yeah, that's pretty normal, but it's weird that they would include that. And I was like, well, if you think about in olden times or in the kings and queens, a lot of them were incestual, and he didn't know that. And then you brought up this very beautiful man who was a product of so much inbreeding that he could barely like talk, walk, all the things. So I had to do more research on him, and his name is...
I found out about him on... Yeah, because let me just preface this by saying I don't just continue to research these things. Like, I saw this on like Weird Facts. I follow them on Instagram. I think that's what it's called. And they had like a little post about him, and I was like, holy shit. Like, first of all, same jaw as Dixie.
The underbite is...
Yeah, unbelievable underbite.
Yeah.
His bottom lip almost touches the bottom of his nose.
Yeah. So his name is Charles II. We have a picture of him on the screen. He is from he's from the Habsburg family. They engage in the practice with particularly dangerous abandon. In fact, 9 out of the 11 total marriages that occurred among them during the 184 years they ruled Spain from 1516 to 1700 were incestuous. So 9 out of the 11 marriages were incestuous. They were so bent on keeping the power as they had for a few hundred years that they often married their own blood relatives. After 16 generations of this, Charles II's family was so inbred that his grandmother and his aunt were the same person. Mm-hmm. His most prominent feature was known were his 2 rows of teeth that could not meet. So his jaw was so far protruding forward that he couldn't chew food.
And let me just real quick, for the people out there who are going to be like, you can't be shaming people like that. Number 1, he's dead. Number 2, I'm pretty sure his family did some pretty horrible things
to get to this place.
So,
and no shame. This is just history. I was interested once you brought it up. Some other fun facts about him. He was not allowed to walk until he was almost fully grown, and his family didn't bother to educate him. The king was illiterate and totally dependent on those around him, unfortunately. It's a sad life he lived.
Yeah, I mean, it's first of all, it's sad, horrible for him, but at the same time, like, that is how effed up, like, that entire era is yeah. Like, they're so hell-bent on keeping power that they will literally put that on the throne. Just because he's the next in line.
Yeah, I think he got put on the throne when he was 4.
So you can see why our history is so messed up.
Yeah.
Because you have people who literally can't read, calling the shots, making decisions for their entire country. You can obviously see where that's going to lead to.
Some issues.
Bad shit.
And then in Europe, royal inbreeding to one degree or another was most prevalent from medieval era until the outbreak of the First World War. So they were doing this for a long time, and they started kind of running out of people because not everyone's royal, and at the end you just have to marry your cousin, sister, aunt, whatever it is. So.
They're like, hey, it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine how you mentally wrap your head around that. I guess if it's never been seen as weird to marry your brother or cousin, I can't imagine what that would be like mentally. When you grow up in the same house as someone, and then you're like, hey.
Neither can this dude. He can't even read.
Yeah. Too bad. So he lived a pretty tough life.
Just that jaw alone would be quite the burden to have to carry.
Heavy. Very heavy. So that's what we learned this week. I learned about history, and Nick learned about leaving your house when you're getting work done on it. Very different directions here. We have our videos of the week. Okay, so this is the video that I sent to Nick this week that I thought would be perfect for the podcast. It's spooky themed. It is basically this creator, his handle is The Leighton Show. He put together some Gen Z phrases and what Gen Z would put on their tombstones using their phrases. So,
Right, or Gen Z gravestones.
not me resting in peace. It's not the vibe. It's the coffin for me. Not me dying. So essentially, I passed away. Not you standing over my dead body skeleton emoji. It's giving end of life. So yeah.
I don't get any of it.
Well, it's because it's Gen Z phrases. They use a lot of like, not me doing this. It's the blank for me. That's how that came to be.
I just don't get it. I don't get any of it. I don't get the phrases they use.
I've
understand.
adapted some of the phrases. I appreciate them.
Adopted?
And adapted to the culture. Yes, it's a 2-for-1. I've adopted them into my regular lingo, and I feel good about it. Once you learn a new phrase like that, when you try to keep up with them, you try to just use it in a sentence often to kind of input it into your regular vocabulary. That's how you
Insert
do it.
it. Dude can't even talk. All right, Prince Charles or King Charles.
Charles II. So yeah, that's my video. Nick, would you like to share yours?
Yes. I would like for you to share mine.
All right. Do we need any preface for this one?
I mean, I was a big fan of Dahmer.
You don't want to say fan.
I was a fan of the show Dahmer on Netflix. Obviously not a fan of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not
Not
at all.
Psycho. But I am a fan of the guy who played him. Because I used to love American Horror Story. And he was in I think he was in every single season. A lot of the characters are recycled.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of the actors are recycled. And I think he does a great job playing an absolute creep, psychopath.
Told you. We're gonna hang out. Watch a movie.
Okay, so it says point of view, me forcing my girl to watch the main event every Saturday, which I guess is boxing is the main event every Saturday.
That would be UFC.
UFC is the main event every Saturday.
I mean,
there's probably boxing on Saturdays.
I feel like it's usually on Sundays, but I don't know. But regardless, that was UFC that was on the...
So, and then it's like a green screen of Jeffrey Dahmer playing it on his TV.
Look, I told you. We're going to watch a movie.
Do you want to put your Halloween costume on?
I don't necessarily think it's my Halloween costume.
Okay, what is it?
Because I don't think I can be that for Halloween. Because I'll be wearing black and orange on Halloween, and not because it's Halloween, because the Bengals are playing the Browns on Monday night.
Spooky.
I can't even tell if it looks good.
To pull it down in the back.
On the back.
Yeah. So he ordered a wig on Amazon, and he's wearing it now if you're not watching us. And he looks terrifying.
Relax. I just want to take some pictures. I'm going to pay you.
You've been practicing.
Jeez. I can't even look at myself right now.
It's so bad.
It's terrifying.
So yeah, do a straight face.
Grandma.
Do the mannequin one.
I mean, I don't want to yell.
Yeah, keep that on for a little bit. I think we'll just keep it for now. I've got my ghost earrings on, so it's only right that you'll have a costume on too. So those are our videos of the week. Next one is keeping up with the kids. And according to sources, multiple of them, Gen Z has decided that we are no longer doing gifts.
So Gen Z can literally kiss my ass. I don't care.
They, quote, referred it to as they're cringe and they're for the boomers. So.
I mean, thank God Gen Z decided what's cool.
Like, well, who made them boss? You know, like we just had to keep up.
Nobody.
With their
I don't. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that everyone bows down to like the youth and what they say is cool and like what they say is offensive and like
Yeah.
like who you can and can't take pictures of.
Relax.
Relax. We're just gonna watch a movie. Then I'll pay you.
It's terrifying. I think your brother, of all people, is going to have the hardest time with that because he basically only speaks in GIF or GIF.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's GIF. I don't know what's.
We never have
GIF.
figured it out. It's kind of up to interpretation. Do you want to show us your favorite GIFs since they're going out of style?
They're never gonna go
and
out
you
of
can't
style
use them anymore. Show us. Why do you like those? They're all kind of in the same vein of like awkward or.
I only sent you 2. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, we're talking about the little boy one.
Oh,
too.
the meme.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
No, but I'll put it up later.
Yeah.
Why are
It's
those your three?
the original meme is because, well, the little boy, the meme, because it's just so perfect. Like he's like smiling like this, and like the original one was because my brother sent it to me. It was like, yeah, I'm still gonna have to call the cops, bud. It's just so perfect. The other one is just like, excuse me, like that dude.
Yeah, you make that face on the regular, I feel like.
Yeah. So that's why I like it, obviously. And then the third one is that little boy. He looks like he just woke up from a nap, and this like reporter's like shoving a microphone in his face, and he's like,
I also like the little boy that cries when he's at
"Do you miss?"
school.
Yeah.
Do you
First
miss
of
your
all,
mom?
yeah, we should pull that video clip up
Okay.
because that is. Why would you ever ask a child who's going probably to his first day of school if he misses his mommy? That reporter should be fired.
Here it is.
Andrew, are you excited for pre-kindergarten?
Yes.
Why?
I don't
Are you gonna miss your mom?
know. No.
No? Oh, don't cry, are you?
Dude, I hate it. I hate that she did that to
I
him.
know. He was like doing
Bro,
really
are you
well.
crying?
Andrew, are you excited for pre-kindergarten?
Do you miss your mom?
I did just get emotional watching him. It brought me back to this earlier before this podcast where I
If this reporter did this to my kid, I would make sure that she got fired.
for sure.
You don't
why
do
would
that.
you ever ask? Like,
You do not do that.
what did you think he was gonna say? Of course he misses his mom. We
Yeah.
all do.
If she asked me that right now, I'd start crying. And then
Okay.
she like pushed it. You're not gonna miss your mom? You're not gonna miss her? The only person who's been in your life since you were born, you're not gonna miss her? Being away from her? Fire her. I hope she got fired.
Likely.
I'm taking this off.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, keep the glasses on at least.
Okay.
Last keeping up with the kids is Taylor Swift's new album drops. And I broke the news to you and you weren't super excited about it. Her Midnight's album dropped I think on October 21st at midnight as it would. It actually is in less than 24 hours became the most streamed album in a single day.
I feel like out of fear
Fear of what?
of Taylor Swift.
Do you not have fear of her? You talk a lot of smack about
No,
her.
I don't. I don't fear her at all. I don't think she's good. I don't think she's a good singer
When did that
anymore.
change for you?
What?
Yeah, when did it change?
I don't know. It's like so breathy and like they all sound the same to me now.
She said that this album is a lot of like it's based on a lot of her late nights and a lot of her anxieties and things that she's gone
You can
through.
tell.
Late nights. So it's the collection of music written in the middle of the night, a journey through terrors and sweet dreams. Swift wrote.
Night terrors.
Night terrors.
She wrote this album through night terrors.
Like woke up from a nightmare and jotted down some song lines.
In that case, it should sound more like Slipknot or System of a Down. But instead, we got whatever that was.
Not a fan. So
No, I'm not a fan.
he did listen to the album. He gave it a chance and did not like it.
It was just like so many of the songs, like there would be like a little bit of singing, but like some of the songs took forever to like start up.
Mm-hmm.
Like no singing, just like instrumentals. It's like come on, let's land this plane. Where are the words? Give me the meat. And look, I'm not a fan. Come at me, don't come at me. I don't care. I'm not saying I'm really great at anything, but that's not good. And I just don't like it. And I'm allowed to not like it.
I agree. I think you can take the glasses off now
Thank you.
if you want to make stronger points. The kids clearly really loved it. Even if they didn't like it, I feel like they probably just said that they liked it.
I know, that's what
still.
I'm saying. Like, everyone's, like, afraid to be, like, a hater or whatever they call themselves. Haters? Is that what it is?
Hater, yeah.
First of all, dumb name.
I think I coined that name on the last podcast.
Probably
I'm
not.
not sure if they call them that. Swifties is their name. That's the diehards of the Swifties. So.
Well, like, I listen to a lot of music that people would probably be like, that's horrible.
You know, music, we're allowed to like different things.
You're allowed to, with a lot of things, you're allowed to like whatever you like.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't like Taylor Swift. I don't see what the buzz is about.
Just doesn't get it. One other note, she has the most top 40 singles out of any female artist. She is the first female solo act to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice.
Even over Beyonce? Wow.
I know, right? Don't even say anything bad about Beyonce. I'll cut your mic.
I just don't get it. Not my type. Not my genre.
Also, she's won the most American Music Awards of any artist with 32 awards.
Yeah, probably in multiple genres.
True. She is multifaceted. You got to give her that.
I don't know why she didn't just stay in country. If that's like what made you popular. She like made this switch for whatever reason. Like,
I think the money's in the pop.
okay. But like these days, what I'm saying is there's like no difference between like country and pop. It's the same thing. This new country is pop.
Which I think is why I've been able to embrace
It's
country.
pop and cowboy boots and cowboy hats.
Yeah. Because it speaks to a broader audience like me. That's how I've been able to.
But it's not country anymore. Like, it's just one big...
You guys like the country that's like grassroots country.
Just country.
I don't like it. Anyways, but we can disagree. We're going to go into our ghosting segment. Do you think that we might have ghosts in this house? Have you ever experienced...
Here's what pisses me off.
What?
You say things like that, and then when I like bring something up, you act terrified and like don't want to talk about it and don't want to think about it. But for the sake of the podcast, you're going to throw a question like that at me?
Yeah, I'm doing it for
Okay.
listeners.
I do.
You do think there's ghosts?
Yep. There are. How about that? There are ghosts in this house. You feel better now?
I've
Should have brought it up.
felt that. I energetically at night just I put out like a internal speaking to them, being like, "Hey, you do you. I would like not to be bothered by you," because I've heard that you can do that with them.
They're like,
to
but that's what I
spirits.
do, is I bother people. So
I would appreciate if you didn't mess with me while Nick is asleep and while I go to the bathroom 20 times. I always feel it when I'm like reading at night. I know that that's when they come out. And
there's nothing in this house.
You just said that there was something in this
I was
house.
saying that because you were like, do you think there's ghosts in this house? Like, for the sake of the show, for the podcast.
Oh,
you
well,
wanted
now
to like,
I believe you. That
well,
there are.
it's not, there's no ghosts in this house.
Well, 2 people did die in this house
From their own doing.
from a car accident.
And it was a car accident because
Two
they
separate.
flew down that hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 25 mile per hour hill and they were going a lot faster.
In the middle of the night. And that happened 2 different times,
Shouldn't have done it. Stay out of my living room.
which is why I've saged the house multiple times. So I don't know what to believe now. You do or you don't think that they are here.
I don't.
Okay. Okay, so let's go into your ghosting story. So it's a mix of ghost stories and ghosting stories. Here we go. Charles, get out of here. My husband, his cousin, and her boyfriend and I play online a ghost hunting game, so we decided to try it in real life. We went to Old Town San Diego and did a ghost hunting tour, and we got to use real equipment. My husband's cousin and I were in the saloon area of this hotel from 1829, and we were taking pictures when I felt something lightly grab my arm. And I turned around and she wasn't near me. I asked her if she had grabbed me, and she said no. I asked her, seriously, did you grab my arm? And she said she had been on the opposite side of the room taking photos. I have pictures of this place. Spooky as shit. Spooky as shit.
The chairs. They just look like they'd be in a house that was just riddled with ghosts.
I've been looking up Airbnbs for our potential bachelorette party. And anytime they look anything like this, I'm like, nah, dude, we're not dealing with the ghosts that weekend. This is like Ghost 101. That's a no for me. You've been into quite a few haunted houses, haven't you?
No.
I feel like you've gone on ghost tours.
No.
Oh, I have.
Who?
You used to go like when you went on business trips. You would
No,
go.
I used to tell my mom I was doing that.
Oh, you
And
lied.
she would get upset. She'd be like, no, you're not doing that. You're going to bring something back. You're not coming to my house after. I was like, okay. She was afraid I was going to, like, a ghost was going to follow me and then see my parents and be like, you know what, I'll just hang out here, I think I'm going to set up shop here. Nick, it's been fun. Thanks for bringing me over to Fred and Linda's. I'm going to hang out here.
Like Casper. He just hopped on your back.
Yeah.
Can't
So
think
I
of
don't
it.
know. But yeah, I mean, I did go one time I was driving back from somewhere in northern Ohio. It was Mansfield. It's the Mansfield Reformatory. Like it's an old prison that they now do tours. Like it's shut down. It's where they filmed Shawshank Redemption, actually. So didn't tell my mom. I was like, I'm just going to do this. Like I got out of my meeting early. I was like, I just want to see it. So I pulled in the, because they had like self-guided tours, like 30-minute self-guided tours, or you can do like an hour like guided tour. I was like, I'll do a 30-minute just walk around, call some people out, see if I get any responses, whatever. Pull in the parking lot and they were closed.
Oh.
But like just being in the parking lot and like seeing the place like with nobody there,
Yeah.
because literally like I don't even think there were like workers there because like the parking lot was obviously empty. Just seeing like the windows and stuff and just like, and it was in the middle of the day too.
Yeah.
But like just being like there, because obviously a prison isn't just like off the main road.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to, they're usually in like, the backwoods.
Yeah.
It was weird just being in the parking lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you read this one. Let's just switch up the mood a little.
All right, so tried to message you in a ghosted story for your podcast, but I think it's too long. How much detail do people usually put in these things? Need to give full context. I'm just going to say it. This is my brother. It's a hilarious story. I remember this happening to him, but I didn't realize that it was a ghosted story. Like I just remember the details, which I'll give you here in a second, because even the ghosting part out is not even the main part of it. That's why it's so funny. All right, so in reference to your ghosting story, in college, I mustered up the courage to call a girl on the phone and ask her out, which even in 2010 was considered old school. Got the date. We're walking to the restaurant. We've now said a total of 4 words to each other, so things are going pretty well. Get the green light at a crosswalk and start walking. And literally, in all caps, get run over by a car in the intersection. Volkswagen.
The details.
No, the Volkswagen is a reference to Happy Gilmore when he gets run over
Of course it is.
on the golf course, like right before the 18th hole. And he literally is rubbing his shoulder and goes, Volkswagen. That's his first word.
Just a side note for a second. Him and his brother only speak in movie quotes and never know what they're talking about.
I roll up the hood and hit the windshield. She gets her foot run over, both in shock. Not an ideal turn of events. I end up being fine, just sore and still hungry, to be honest. But she can't walk at all and ended up breaking her leg and was on crutches for a while and is in shock still. So she asked me to call her dad. Never met the man. Where do we even start that conversation? Yes. Hi, sir. Her dad comes to pick her up. He's hot. Doesn't really say anything to me. Just giving me the look that I would probably give to the idiot if this ever happened to my daughter. He puts her in the ambulance and they send me on my way. I end up driving home and I'm thinking, man, we have a great story. How'd you meet? We have a great how'd you meet story. So he's thinking like, this is my wife. ... Negative. Texted her the next day, nothing. Gave it a few more days, nothing. Ghosted, never heard from her again. So I didn't know all of the ghost stuff. Like I just know that my brother got hit by a car and like it rolled up the windshield. It was like an SUV. I remember, I can't remember if he called me that night or if my parents called me. But one or both of them, whoever called me, I probably talked to both of them, were laughing when they told me. So I assumed that like he was fine, but like, what a story.
The visual of it, it's like a movie.
So
see, for my theory, whenever I was ghosted, it made me feel better when I just thought that they had died. Like that's the reason why they never reached back out, because they died. So I was like, just
pretty
making
morbid.
Sure. I don't know. It helped
Christ.
me at the time. I got ghosted once because a guy said that he had a dental emergency and he couldn't do anything. So then I never heard from him again. And I assume that whatever happened with that dental emergency, he died from it because
Well.
no one would ever ghost me. That would be crazy, you know?
Now we know.
Last week, a waitress gave me her number on my check without me asking. Ghosted me the day of the date. And he sent me the picture of the check. The receipt says, not your server, but shooting my shot, Taylor. And then gave her number. And I'll block out the number when I put it up there.
That sounds like something may have happened. Yeah, I mean, like, why would she give
True.
him her number? Like, did he ask for it? Or did she just, like, give it to him and then ghosted him?
Yeah.
That's weird. I feel like something may have actually happened to her. Or she probably got back with her ex.
Either or. My theory was right then. It just helps sometimes.
What?
No wishing badly on people, but it helps mentally when you're like, well, something happened.
Well, I think you have to put it into perspective. Like, she gave him her number without him asking, I assume.
Yeah.
She ended up ghosting him.
Yeah.
So that is where you'd be like, something may have happened to this girl because, like, she was interested in me first. Mm-hmm. Not you just got ghosted and you're like, I think they died. Yeah, I think they get hit by a train.
Yeah, but it's very weird. Like, if you're going to go to all that trouble, write it on a receipt, shoot your shot like that. Or maybe she does that to, like, a lot of people, and then once she got a better offer that night and went with that option. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen this guy, but I don't think it was
dude.
a better offer, man.
He said just a classic brewery first date, LOL.
Yeah, it's like it's not like he asked her to like go to church or something. Like, I was very hesitant to say that, but like that's not somewhere you ask somebody on the first date. Like, regardless if that is, if you want your relationship to be like faith based and like all that, like that's not somewhere you take on. We can all agree on that, right? You don't take somebody to church on the first date if you don't know what they believe in yet. So
totally. But he was asking her out to brewery. And I also want to say, just by look, he sent me a screenshot of the text, which was very nice of him. I didn't need all of that. But he gives so many details.
He even gave his credit card number.
Yeah.
So.
I could just steal his identity right now if I wanted to. Very trusting. But yeah, so he gives me like the screenshots. There's like long text that he sends. She sends like one line. So maybe that's a sign. But I just appreciate, I want to say, don't stop being yourself. And keep with the good details and the longer text, I think.
Yeah, and like if you see like charges on your card, I'm pretty sure it was that waitress. It definitely was not us.
No, not
I'm just kidding. You can't even see. No. First of all, I can't even read that far.
First of all,
I have some other things that I need checked out by a doctor, but yeah, I can't.
I have way too much anxiety to steal someone's identity or credit card. Like, no, I can't even. No,
I don't even know how you go about doing that. To be honest,
no.
I've always been told to like watch out. Somebody
scammers.
They get a hold of your. And I'm like, well, yeah, but what are they going to do?
Then what? What's the next step?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think Charles II is haunting us.
What?
I think Charles II is haunting us. Our computer got frozen and then I like force quit it and the first thing that pops up is Charles II full screen.
Good.
Back to it.
Oh, she's absolutely destroying the pillows right now.
Of course she is. That's what she does. So Dixie can't get into a bed or couch with absolutely like tearing them apart. And then what she'll do is she'll tear it apart and then lay next to it. Get him out of my way. I want him like this. And then just lays next to it. Like,
we'll provide this video for context.
yes.
She's like, I need to mess these pillows up.
That's why I can't have nice pillows because they're hers.
And that's where she ends up.
So this one's funny too. Okay. So I ghosted this guy and then 2 days later he worked at the place I picked up food from. So
that's just the ultimate like
karma. I was like, oh God, did you talk to him? What'd you do? She was like, I had to. He was like, I guess the guy in the delivery window or whatever. So she literally had to speak to him. I actually did see a TikTok of this girl who was like, after texting this guy that I was at my grandma's funeral for the weekend and canceling our date, she was directly across the street from him at like a crosswalk and he was just staring at her. She was videoing and he was just staring at her like, yeah, hi, see you. You're not at your grandma's funeral. You're across the street from me. And she had like groceries or something in her hand.
I was on my way.
I had to get these first.
Yeah, I gotta eat.
Like, what do you do? What do you do?
I'd be like, yeah, I lied. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did lie.
Has that ever happened to you? Running into someone you ghosted?
Yeah, I mean, I don't No. I mean, I can't recall. Like,
The guy that ghosted me in New York a couple times, I ran
a couple times. So,
It's on me.
yeah, shame on you.
I ran into him right when I got back from The Bachelor, and I was walking like right past him on the street, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm changed. I'm better than this. I'm not gonna look away. So we're walking. I'm like, we're doing this. I'm keeping my eyes. I like didn't blink. I was just staring at him, and then he, as soon as he was about to pass me, like sniffed his armpit and like lifted it up so he didn't have to look at me in the face and walk past me because he was terrified. So those are the guys that were dating before.
Why did you make eye contact with him?
Because I wanted him to know, yeah, I see you, mother effer.
Yeah, you can't do that in New York anymore.
You can.
They'll shove you in front of a subway.
So yeah.
You're not cutting that out.
Great.
Yeah, that I would probably do the same thing if I saw a girl in New York. Just like,
Staring at you. You probably didn't even remember.
I'd be like, Jesus, yeah, I'm about to die.
So yeah, he probably had no idea who I was, but if I felt good in the moment. I felt good about my choice. And it was a moment of empowerment for me, you know?
Next topic.
I think we have a voice note from someone about a ghost.
So my grandparents' old house, it was very, very old. And when everyone was asleep one night, my grandfather got up because he heard something in the kitchen. And when he went down there, it was like a bouncy ball. And he picked it up, walked it up to my dad's room, and put it inside a toy chest. So he like lifted up the lid, put the ball in the toy chest, closed it, and then went back to his room. And then he heard some noise again, and he went down to the kitchen, and the bouncy ball was down at the bottom of the steps again.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn the entire
Sorry.
house down.
Literally. I feel like that ghost was like a dog. It seems like a playful ghost, you know? They're not like
or a
knocking
child.
over. Or, yeah.
Kids have died over the
I
years.
don't know.
Also, dogs don't have thumbs or like, they just have paws. They can't
True.
They can't just like lift something up and get a ball out.
Yeah. That's when there's a
So a
physical,
child.
there's a physical object like that, that's so scary. My ex-boyfriend literally just ghosted me out of nowhere, and I've never heard from him to this day. And I asked her how long they dated, and she said 6 months.
Not a boyfriend. I'm just kidding.
No. If you date someone for 6 months, that would be
boyfriend.
devastating.
I'm just kidding.
Devastating. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean that's because you're still like in that like
You're in the
honeymoon
honeymoon,
phase. You're like everything's so great, so you think, and then
It's horrifying.
roll tide. Oh god, that sucks though. I mean, how long ago was that?
I don't know. But they
Guess we'll never know.
don't have her here to ask.
Wasn't prepared for a follow-up question apparently.
Was not. Yeah, that happened to my friend, and she showed up to. I'm trying to remember the exact details. She was with a new guy she was dating, and this guy had ghosted her. The previous one, she was with a new guy. The new guy happened to be the friend of the guy that ghosted her. So she was going on a date with him to like his friend's party, right? She shows up. It's like a backyard party, kind of intimate. And you know who was throwing
Where do you
this
go?
party?
Where do you escape to?
The guy
Then you
that
just ghost everyone
the
there.
guy that ghosted her was throwing the party, was his house, and it was. Then they realized, oh yeah, I'm dating now your best friend.
How does that happen though?
Just like New York things. I don't know.
Don't even. I don't ever want to hear that.
She had
phrase.
not met his friends, I guess, and then started like.
Yeah, but those friends hadn't talked. Be like, yo, dude, I just ghosted this girl.
Apparently not.
Never showed her a picture or anything.
I
or
don't
showed
think they
him
had
a
gotten
picture.
to that. Like, well, they had gotten pretty far, but I guess he just wasn't.
This
He
is your
didn't take it
best
seriously.
friend.
This is one of my. Yeah, she's one of my bridesmaids.
No, I'm saying like if.
Oh.
Yeah, well then great. I have more questions.
There's a lot. I meant to call her before this and get some more stories from her, but there's a lot. Yeah.
I just don't get that. Like, if it's truly your best friend, like you have a little, and like with social media these days, and like people posting pictures and stuff, like
I don't know, but it made
you just
for
didn't know.
a great story. I was devastated for her when
I mean,
found out
yeah,
about it.
that sucks for her. I mean, no, it doesn't actually doesn't suck for her. It sucks for that dude.
Yeah.
He looks like the idiot.
He felt like a complete idiot. You could tell because he realized.
Did he just send everybody home after that? Like, too distraught to carry on? Just like everybody out.
Yeah, how do you be friends again? Like what? What?
I'm sure he got defensive. You know what? Everyone out. Dude, this was your this is what you did. You did this.
Yeah, this is on you.
Yeah. Everybody out. I'm not dealing with this.
Party's over. So, I honestly she's very happily in a relationship now, and I miss those days because she always had great stories. It was really sad to see and witness, but it was we all have that friend. Those are our ghost stories. So thank you for those, everyone. I really do appreciate them. You didn't want to have like just the ghosting stories, but I think those are fun. Once we've gotten over.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
the
want
emotion
just the ghosting stories. Like I wanted some.
Yeah.
I know you guys out there have had some ghostly encounters. And I want to know about it. I like being scared.
Yeah.
When I was little, I did not. I don't know what changed in me, but like I like being freaked out now. No. Not only do I like hearing about other people's experiences, but like I try to go to not abandoned prison, but like a retired prison by myself. So I like
trip.
being afraid.
It's so weird to me.
I know. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why it changed for me. Because you can ask my mom, you can ask my entire family. Like, I was such a nervous, afraid, like child. Everything, loud noises scared me. Like talking to people, I wasn't too fond of. Still not, but for whatever reason now, like I don't mind watching like scary movies by myself in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know.
First thing in the morning.
I don't know if it's like from like living by myself for so long, like
because the opposite has happened to me.
because you have to like just kind of embrace it sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like what's like if I see something here about myself, like before you moved in, what am I gonna do?
Light the house on fire.
No, there's nothing you can do, so you just have to embrace it. Like,
Yeah, I guess it's do or die.
yeah, and I also have a little girl to look after.
A little baby girl named Dixie. Yeah, because when she stares off into the distance and thinks she sees something.
Like when she used to, like before you moved in, like sometimes she would like, this is before she loved to sleep and got into deep sleeps. She would like wake up in bed and like start like kind of growling at the door.
Oh no.
And I'd be like, either one, this is the last thought I'm probably going to have because somebody has broken in. They have breached the house. Two, there's something out there there's something at the door that I don't see, but this dog does.
Yeah.
That means it is unworldly.
Not of this world.
Not of this world.
They say that dogs do have a sense for that.
I say babies do too.
Really?
That's why last night when Maya was like staring beyond me, I was like,
What do you see?
what are you looking at? Okay.
Probably.
Please tell me what you're looking at.
Those are our ghost stories. Thank you for contributing. I always appreciate it very much. All right, we're going to end this with our final segment, and it's what are the things that really get Nick to get pissed off for absolutely
I forgot about
no reason. It's constant. We never really know, and then I just get a kick out of it because I'm like, most people would just see that and maybe be like, ugh, I don't really like that, but like move on. No. He has to harp on it.
I can't let it go.
And continue to express why he doesn't like it. So we're going to go ahead and pull it up. The first one, I don't even know if I can play the full thing, but it is the Sky Rizzy commercial. If you've seen it, it's a piece of art.
No free shout outs. Definitely.
I don't even know
Don't
what-
say their name again.
Okay.
I don't
Not
want them getting
sponsored.
zero marketing for this company.
Yeah.
Because
No
they
way.
clearly weren't interested in doing it themselves.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
So good. Okay, so I have the lyrics of your favorite song.
Let me just start off by saying I have nothing against the medication itself.
Yeah, I don't even know what
I'm
it's for.
sure it, that's a tough thing for people to deal with. I think it's for eczema.
Yeah.
but have a better song. Or don't have a song at all.
But then I go back to the fact that we're talking about it, and it gets in your head that badly that
I also don't like the name.
Sky Rizzy.
Yeah, it sounds like a Gen Zer came up with it. Like, yeah, let's just call it like Sky Rizzy. For what?
That's what's so weird. They like
Walk me through where you came up with that name from. Like,
they have
what?
like a medical term, but then they give us like a cutesy name to call it. Why don't we just call it what it is? Call a spade a spade. So the lyrics are: things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free to bare my skin. Yeah, that's all me. Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin. That's my new plan. Nothing is everything. I see nothing in a different way. And it's my moment, so I just gotta say, nothing is everything. Nothing is everything.
I just feel like you don't need a jingle. You're a medication. I hate it so much. I hate the name.
Everything.
I don't hate everything about it.
Medication is
the medication
separate
is
from-
it's vital. Have a different name. Don't have a jingle, please. Or just don't have commercials. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't put it on TV because it
That's
gets
true.
stuck in my head and I hate it.
Because like if you needed a medication, you go to your doctor and they would recommend it. You know, you don't necessarily need to be like,
Yeah,
oh.
Don't advertise things that
Sky
someone's just
Rizzy.
gonna tell me I need anyway.
And then when half the commercial is like, may cause bleeding,
Yeah,
ulcers,
diarrhea,
death,
bloody
diarrhea.
stool, like death.
Horrible.
Like, whoa, I just had eczema. I'll just take that if that's
Just give me,
cool.
like, a
Can I just
lotion.
have that again?
Yeah. And then the next one, we also won't play the whole thing, but this is Nick's favorite commercial.
Daisy, 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 Daisy.
Daisy, Marc Jacobs.
The laziest commercial I've ever seen in my life. The absolute laziest. I hate this one worse than I hate Sky Rizzy.
Really? Yeah. Well, okay. The first time I realized how much you hate this, we were lying in bed about to go to bed, and he just all of a sudden it was just like, I fucking hate that commercial. I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, Daisy, Daisy, Daisy.
It's so bad. Like it's like they showed up to set that day, and whoever the director is like tied one off the night before and like just like woke up hungover and was like, all right, so we got an open field. It's called Daisy. Like, didn't write anything down. He's like, we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna go with it because I'm hungover and I can't even think right now. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of this cologne or perfume? Daisy. All right, just keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Lay in the grass. You're laughing. You're having a good time. That is what this commercial is. I hate it so much.
Yeah, and those are what gets Nick pissed. Which I'm like, yeah, a normal person would be like, okay, yeah, the perfume's called Daisy. They're saying it a lot. It's kind of cute. They're laying in a field of daisies. Daisy.
It pisses me off. Like, I don't like how lazy it is. It's a very lazy commercial.
Should you go into marketing, you think? Well, you did go to school for marketing. So you know quite a few things.
No, I don't. That's the thing is like I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know what almost makes me more mad to think about than the actual commercial is people saying, wow,
That's kind of that.
absolutely transcending. Like for people to look at that and just say, bravo, let's throw $1.5 million at that.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's horrible.
That's you know that movie about Princess Diana that Kristen Stewart was the lead in?
Oh, yeah.
You really loved that movie, but she got
Yeah.
a standing ovation at like the Venice Film Festival. And it made like headlines and news that she got a standing ovation. This movie's amazing.
She was literally herself with a British accent.
She was
That was not a portrayal of Queen or Princess Diana at all. It was literally Kristen Stewart being weird, as always in every role. Like all that, just with a British accent and a blonde wig.
yeah, it was like the Twilight Kristen Stewart, but with a different outfit.
And she got a standing ovation for that?
Yeah.
Shame on those people.
They were like, I don't know what else to do. We
They're
gotta
like,
stand.
sure, Princess Diana? Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. But I also feel like with those things, like Venice Film Festival, the actors are there. Like, obviously, you would give them a standing ovation because you're like stressed that they're in the room. Like, even if you didn't like it, you're like, that was amazing.
I mean, applause is one thing.
they're
To give
here.
a standing ovation.
Yeah. You want me to pull it up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because I just don't get, like, I don't understand how they do that. They take someone who obviously gave such a poor performance, and I haven't even seen any of those movies, but like I've seen the clips
Twilight.
of her acting, and my mom would like show them to me and be like, look how bad this is.
I know, but you can't
And I'm
look
like,
away.
but why are you going to every movie? And why are we watching it on TV right now?
There's something about it. There's like an addiction to Twilight. When it's on, it's like you have to put it on. That one and 50 Shades of Grey, you got to put it on.
My mom, exact same way.
I don't know what, there's like some kind of like hypnotizing thing happening with those movies that we cannot not
It's
watch
just
them.
so bad. All the acting in that movie is so bad. That's why I hate that people are like, oh, what's the werewolf?
Cullen?
Or yeah, not.
He's a good actor though.
Is he?
Maybe not in that movie, but
No, he plays the exact same vampire, just as Batman.
okay, Batman wasn't a great example. Yeah.
Then what is a great example?
I don't know. I just remember Pete Davidson doing an interview, and he was like, "He's such a good actor." He was
Pete
just-
Davidson. Okay, all right. We found the root of the issue here.
So he said he was really good. So then
Pete Davidson said he was really good.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson is not an actor. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
So
Who dabbles in acting?
yeah, I would say dabbles is probably the only appropriate word for what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert. What's his name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Team Edward.
Yeah. What's his name? The werewolf got out
Jacob.
when the kid was good. Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, listen, guys, this is not our best work. I'm gonna retire.
No,
I'm gonna
he
go
still
work
does
with Adam
movies.
Sandler
Yeah, he
in
does-
Grown Ups."
He does comedy now.
Good. They should all do comedy because that's what that movie was. That's what that acting was. It was comedic. I digress.
So as you can see, it's not hard to get him riled up. And it's pretty fun, honestly.
It's also not easy for me to come down after getting riled up, so let's go ahead and wrap this
Okay.
up. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm
Well,
just kidding.
that was all I had.
All right, perfect.
We're going to end it on...
I'm going to go put some holes in some drywall,
It's going to run through some walls.
drink some Monster.
But as always, please send in ideas or topics or things that you want us to discuss, from what's happening with the kids to what's going on with you, anything like that. If you need advice, Nick is the first person you should ask. He's always ready to give it.
You might want to add that to the list of things to get me riled up.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for making it this far. As always, before you go, make sure you rate, subscribe, review, and follow. Right, Nick?
Yep.
Totally. All right. Love ya. Bye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.